Hi guys, Mrs. Woods here. Today we're going to talk about genre. Genre is probably something that you have learned in years past, and we just wanted to review to make sure we're all on the same page. What is a genre? A genre is a simple way to categorize different types of books specifically, but also it works for movies and music as well. Some of these are probably familiar to you, pictures in the background. Genre just means type. There are lots of different types of books, types of music, types of movies, and each genre shares the same characteristics, so they're grouped together. Bookstores, libraries you've probably been in, they have so many books, and it would be really hard to find the book that you're interested in unless they were grouped in some way. So using genres, that just makes it easier to find the books that you're looking for when they are grouped together. We call this grouped together by genre. The first genre we're going to look at today is realistic fiction. Realistic fiction books include elements from real life. So you should be taking your notes, and this underlined portion here would certainly be what you need to write there in the blank in your notes. Realistic fiction. Fiction means made up story, not true, but it is realistic in this case. So the events that are in the book could happen in real life. They are very realistic. It should match present day real life. If it doesn't match that, then it's probably not realistic fiction, and it might be one of the other genres. Historical fiction includes elements from history. So these are also fictitious stories they're made up, but they do match true information from history. So Sign of the Beaver here, obviously that is a fiction book. It's not a true story, but a lot of the elements here did happen in the early colonization days with the Native Americans. Same thing here and lots of other books I'm sure that you are familiar with. It matches true elements from history, even though it's a fiction story. Mystery always has a puzzling problem to solve. They do leave clues along the way that helps the reader keep guessing, trying to figure it out in your mind. Mysteries are usually fast-paced, keep you thinking. Those are always fun. Fantasy. These are unrealistic, so the opposite of realistic fiction. They usually include some sort of a magic, a new world, talking animals, anything that would not happen in real life. Really gets your imagination working. Science fiction, similar to fantasy, they are unrealistic, but in science fiction there's always elements of science, hence the name science fiction. It might be space, technology, aliens, thinking into the future. Anything that is futuristic would be considered science fiction, but it does need an element of science, and that's how it's different from fantasy. Even though it is unrealistic, needs an element of science. Traditional literature. You probably are not familiar with that name, but you've all heard these stories. The Three Little Pigs, Little Red Riding Hood. These are short stories that are passed down through families. They're a tradition usually. They're stories that teach a life lesson and that sort of thing. So we will be studying these together this year, doing an entire unit on this. All your fairy tales, folk tales, tall tales, all of those are examples of different types of traditional literature. Of course, we have informational. This would be your nonfiction. It is informational text. It gives information. So these are very easy to pick out, your nonfiction. Anything that has true facts and information that can be proven. Biography tells about a person's life. You're probably all familiar with this. It might be a memoir, which is just a portion of someone's life. It might be an autobiography, which is the person actually writing about their own life, or it could just be a biography where someone else is writing about someone else's life. And we have drama. You might not be familiar with the term drama, but I'm sure you've all read plays before. So, drama is just a fictitious story, but it's written in a play format. So, it would show you the cast, the characters, it might have a narrator, there'd be stage directions. So, this would be what people would use when they're acting out a play. This is the text format. It's called drama. We'll also be studying the elements of this year. Poetry, I know you're all familiar with. We just define poetry as artistic writing. It has rhythm, it has style. It's where you really get to be creative with the words and how they're put together. It usually flows well, they're catchy, and often pretty fun to read. So we'll be studying some of that this year. Artistic writing style would be poetry. This is just a recap of the ones that we've went through. You are welcome to go back to the beginning and watch this video again. And hopefully you filled in all your notes. They should be the underlined words is what you will be putting in the blanks on your notes. And then we will talk in class how you'll be putting your notes in your notebook. Again, this is the video about drama. I'm sorry, not about drama, about genre, teaching you how books are categorized, organized, so that they can be easily found, located by others, by readers.